It's August 5th, and I just woke up. I had to check them out. They're too cute. Their mama didn't come home last night, so they're learning on their own. This one's, can you see them? The big sister went and got them all up, and they've all been over here eating. This one's gone to go poo-poo, and they're all getting their water. I don't know where Mama went, but I think she says, okay, there's some, I'm going to go have some more. I'll teach y'all to take my babies away. And then Elena, Athena, whatever we got her named, Big Sis, wakes me up at 4:30 every morning. I'm so sick of it. I got nothing done yesterday but the shovel bot. Oh, God, I hurt so bad, people. I'm ready to just go throw myself in the lake and let the fish eat me. Except for, the sheriff gave me a better offer. Throw the dog in the road and they'll put me in the state hospital. Whew. That's awful nice of them, wouldn't you say? My hair's sticking up through the hole in that hat. Popular Mechanics. No, it's all right. I have a solid black hat for the solid black moments of my life. I got the solid black, I don't know where it came from. Yeah, that's me unzipping my brains. I'm having to put them back in my head. Hang on a minute. I just woke up. But, no, actually, I gotta get my head. I had a head shrinker, so I had to shrink the hat. So actually, I got nothing really done yesterday. Yeah, I just caught that on fire. I guess you don't lay your cigarettes down anywhere. You put them in the ashtray first. Oh, Lord, maybe I should be somewhere, but I want my entitlements when I go. And that don't happen. So I ain't going nowhere. It's cold. This morning in the house, I got cold in the house. I hope Dewey's still frozen. I don't want to pick up a sheet full of liquid. But I got a snow shovel. Dang it, Father. Okay, why couldn't dogs live forever? I understand we screwed up, but they didn't screw up. Gee, did they? Have my cup of coffee here with y'all for a minute. 7, you're on my playlist. How? How did you get on my playlist? I got me some earbuds and I'm jamming, and all of a sudden there you are. Oh God, and then dun, dun, and I love that. I love that group too. I enjoyed every minute of your birthday with you. I watched it with you. It was great. I wish I could have been there. I love that my son's real grandmother, his daddy's mom, was professional and in the Fort Worth Symphony and was a saxophone player. So I dig the sax. I dig it. The alto sax, yeah. And she played the piano. Well, we all come. Did you know that Lucifer was the only angel given the gift of music? Yeah, look what he did with it. He used it against us. If we had put music to every verse of the Bible, we'd know it by heart. But instead, he's got us running around naked, swinging around poles, shaking that money maker, and oh gosh, singing songs about hell, and you know what I'm saying, all the wrong things. Yeah, he took his gift and just flubbed it off. Well, I gotta make use of this morning. What do you do at 5 in the morning? Usually you go and sit on your porch and have coffee and tell fish stories, smell the nice breeze coming off the lake. You can smell the marine animals, the fish. It's almost like a ocean smell. A fish, I've never lived on an ocean, so I don't know saltwater smell, but I do know Texas. And I like going to Lake Whitney to the cabins and getting up early and having coffee outside. And it's humid usually this time of year and hot already. And going down, doing a little early fishing off the dock after you wake up. Because most of the family likes to sleep in the real cold. And I got to go get labs done today for my new doctor, the friend of my other doctor that works in the same building, of course, who's over him. He failed at his study, so now the head doctor's taking over the study. I meant something else, my care. Right. We'll buy that. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to do better at this, because otherwise they may terminate me for good. And I really want to be fixed. God said 120 years, I'm holding them to that dang promise. I'll be 58 on the 16th this month, so. And that's another thing, 7. You didn't, are you a Leo? I'm a Leo. I don't know, but August, here we go. Birthday's in August, all that's in August. Another link. Then we go fishing, and dang, if I catch a gar and try to bite your leg off, have to stomp it to death. What was that jumping beetle? Where did it come from, too? It's the only one. There's nothing else. I never got a vacuum cleaner. They just pushed a cart up by my chair and left it there. Then I ride over and say, are you going to help me? And she says, oh, okay, I'll go put it in there. And I says, I don't know what I want, but I need these light bulbs. And they like to blow the light bulbs so you can't see stuff, And I used to think that I didn't like the light bulbs. I don't like bright light because the light from the simulator has fried my retinas and eyeballs. But anyway, I got light finally, and when I saw what I saw, I thought, oh God, I need light because I gotta clean this mess up. And I need light that's hiding it. Now, this stuff likes dark, so you can't see it. It doesn't like the light. Man, you turn the lights on and that stuff starts flying. I see why they call it smart dust. Oh, it's great for your allergies. Allergies. Who made that up? Man did. Man made up all this stuff. God didn't make up allergies. Now I'm a feller with a heart of gold. The ways of a gentleman, I've been told. The sort of feller that wouldn't even harm a flea. Till me and this certain feller met, and if he invented this cigarette, I'd murder that son of a gun in the first degree. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, puff, puff until you smoke yourself to death. Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you just hate to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette. Chemicide, man-made. There's your song. There's your sign. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go do some research. I got to go to Fort Worth, so I'm going to see if I can take Dewey with me. Okay. All right. Then maybe I can find somebody else to keep me company. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. It's going to be a lot of trouble. These last few days, just getting up and leaving and not worrying about Dewey, as much as I loved him and everything. It's like finally when your kids are old enough that you don't need a babysitter, you can finally go out. You know, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just keep a cat or two and that's it. Wonder if Mom will come back or if she went out to get pregnant again. What? Every 2 months? Every 29 days she's going to get pregnant? I can't have that. Oh, Hooper, you got to come back to work. I need to talk to you. But it looks like since she's gone, the sister's showing them where the food and water and litter box is, so they'll be okay. God takes care of his own. So that little tyrant that gets up here on my head and starts waking me up at 4:30, that's probably because it's really 6:30 or 7 or 8:30 in the morning. You know, we've tilted so much. And I'm not saying we're on a ball. I really don't think the great architect would build his footstool on a ball, and I certainly wouldn't build my house on one. But we can still tilt, you know, even a saucer can be tilted and thrown off course, you know, and it will change your perspective of what you see, feel, hear, and what time it is. And how fast you are going through the universe. Or what's going around you. I think that he said we don't move at all. And I don't think we do. But I do think we could be knocked over some. And we may stay in the same place, but we may be on our side. I don't know. Something's big and something's around us, and I called it first. You can ask Ida Lockhart if you can find her in Carolina. I lost her when I dropped off a messenger on Facebook. I did find her address. I'm going to write her, but I sent her pictures freaking out one night, and there were trains and planes and all kinds of things and noises, and I just couldn't handle it and throwing up. And I got to looking at this thing that kept going over once a month. And then I would see it in other places of the U.S. and the world, and it looked the same. And I zoomed in, and I started seeing geysers. And it was the same geyser, and it was the same craters. And it looked like a freaking planet. Then I saw a light blue teal spacecraft. Oh, it looked like an ant on this planet, parked by one of these little underground caves, Hard to explain. And I told her, I said, look at this. What do you think? And we got to looking, and she's up there in her 60s, 58, 60s. So, all of us are older. Well, by George, we all decided that what we're seeing up there isn't clouds at all. It's a freaking planet going around and around us. Then the next thing you know, everyone else does. And Adam says, I called it first. Well, I'm not going to brag about it. And I'm not going to say I called it first. Y'all can tell everybody that. Let Ida tell you about that. And let Ida tell you about how Google plays head games. These phones are possessed. I went to get the umbilical cord out to show Russell. He gave me thousands of dollars worth of CBD oil and pills he had to get rid of. I don't know why he had to get rid of them. I guess he got some other stuff, or, the date, but they don't expire. But I don't know why, or maybe he was just being nice. But I looked at one bottle this morning. Dang, $49, and the bottle's only that tall, 4 ounces, $49. Every bottle was at least $30. I got bags full, thousands of dollars worth, to help with my pain. I'm waiting on daybreak. I'm going to go bury Dewey. I thought about just carrying him with me. I'm going to research. Maybe in Fort Worth, where I'm going, there's an SPCA that will take him and cremate him, seeing that he's full of nanotoxicity and dryer lint. The patented restaurant. We can't say certain things. Y'all know that. But it's a fish place called Eat at Mortiga. I can't even make something up. His first name is Mort, and his last name is like Gilligan's Island, Gellens. Only, it didn't come off a ship. It came off a planet and fell to the earth. No, it didn't. It's got a patent number from the U.S. How could it come from Planet X with a patent number? But it is fuzzy and furry and looks like dryer lint, and it will feel like fiberglass. Oh, it hurts. It hurts worse than fiberglass. And people will put you in an insane asylum if you say you have that. The doctors have been warned. They are teaching their nurses all about this now. So they're ready to put you away. So don't say nothing. And if you're collecting evidence like me, don't. They'll start breaking in and taking it. And then if you keep on collecting it, they'll start destroying your house and taking the evidence. So just don't bother. No one is going to ever get it. You are stalemated. You know, they know, everyone knows, but proving it's going to be a whole different story, because that's just not going to happen. And they got you stalemated. They're professionals, and if you're poor, well, you're stalemated. You got to zip it. If you're rich, you got to move and zip it too. So, if you're poor, you got to zip it and clean it all up and fix it. So, just give up. Just take it. It is what it is. Okay, people? It is what it is. We are lab rats. We are not only sheeple, but with the quantum physics, the D-Wave computers, and all these youngsters wanting to experiment, and these young scientists, imagine Hitler's days when they figured all that occult shit out, and the experiments, and getting their meth from China. Oh, God, that aluminum sulfate's horrible. We had some in Arlington. They didn't make it right. I had tinfoil coming out my eyes, the whites of my eyes, and I had real teeth then. It was coming out my teeth. I got in the bathtub, it would turn black. You can ask my ex-husband, David Fleet, if you can find him. He's still out there somewhere. Hi, David. But it was coming out everywhere. Straws were shooting out my feet. Oh, my goodness. They did not use a demagnetizing wand, but Hitler used to get his dope from China. Yeah, they used big O. Oh, they were huge cylinders in huge manufacturers. But to make sulfate, you have to have if you do it in your backyard, you have to have 500 sheets of aluminum foil and a demagnetizing wand. If you don't demagnetize it, it's just like the aluminum they're spraying in the skies. Well, I think that's what they're doing. If it makes the plane shiny, and that's what it is, it's purely coincidental that I'm right. But I'm always wrong about most everything. Everyone knows that. That's why they told me if I put Dewey across the street, they're going to put me in a state hospital. Of course. With the bed rails and the oxygen tanks and the power chairs and the purifiers and everything else. Yeah, that'll work. I've been there. Yeah, I played the crazy card in jail with 16 felonies thinking, oh, well, if you're incompetent, you can't stand trial and they'll drop the charges. You're incompetent. Nope, don't do that. That was 8 months downtime, dead time. It worked. It worked. I got to the state hospital. We went to the wrong one, though, didn't we, Miss Bogus? It was a fun trip to Austin, but the wrong hospital for the county. So we ended up having to wait another 4 months for a bed for Big Springs. All right, so we go to Big Springs, way out by El Paso in West Texas, 4.5 hours. All right. It was nice. You could wear makeup, clothes, and all sorts of stuff, go to the canteen. I mean, it was a great place, except for you couldn't smoke, but that's okay. I did get 2 cigarettes in the whole 6 months I was there. I wouldn't have been there that long, but just mandatory. They take you to court right away and condemn you 3 months. They got to make money. And I was like, hey, what do you mean? You have to be competent to get out of here. Or you're stuck here for life. I was just kidding. I faked it. I thought that you could get out of your charges. You could come here, get well, go home. You mean I'm not going to get to go home until I get well and go back to court? Oh, I said, I'm well. They says, okay, well, you got to go to court, and then you got to take a competency test and classes and prove you're well. Okay, so I went to court, and of course you get the 3 months. You know, they're money makers. And they do all kinds of fun experiments on you and stuff. God, I got tennis elbow there. I had to have some kind of really funky cast put on. That's when I got my cigarette at the hospital. Nurse snuck me one. And boy, that hurt. Though, don't ever get tennis elbow. I don't even know how I got it. But I would jog the halls, and they were always really nice to me because I wasn't insane. There was nothing wrong with me. So I would study that competency test and memorize it. And I would color. We colored. Because I'm in a state hospital. I went through some classes, and I went through art classes and drew lighthouses. And, I would refuse certain meds, and they'd chase me down and throw me on the ground and shoot me up, and I'd fall asleep in my chili cheese fries. I'd wake up on a medical unit with some sitter and be there a week. And next thing you know, I'd be back with a red band on a unit. And then I'd work my way back up to where I could go to the canteen and play volleyball and work out and go to the computers and the library, get a haircut, go to the salon, go get some clothes, and go out to eat. And, it was interesting, and pluck my eyebrows at night, we were allowed, and make soups, they'd let me in there, when you're crazy, you can't be around. Oh, I tried to help people. Man, they kept putting me in a room. I was in a room with 4 people. But man, this one girl just peed the hell out of this fold-out bed, and it was just dripping all over the floor. It stunk. And then this other lady just kept wandering and stealing my poetry. It just pissed me off so bad. Then I was in a room with a girl and an old woman, and she would get the radio and the extension cord. I'd wake up and she'd be beating the hell out of that woman with that extension cord. I'd have to get up and take it away from her. She was in her 20s. That woman had been there 40 years. They just let all kinds of stuff go on there. Then I'd be on the medical unit. People in jerry chairs. I have been everywhere, man. So anyway, I memorized all the stuff I needed to do. And then 3 months later, I went before the board. And I sat there, and they asked me all the questions, and I answered all the questions. And when you pass your competency test, the very next day, they have to call the sheriff. Hi, Miss Bogus. Here you come. Wow. You don't even look the same. Well, of course not. I got makeup on, clothes on. I got a haircut. Jeez, I look great. I put on some weight. I've been working out, been playing volleyball, and using weights. Sure, I look great. I'm not stuck off in a jail not getting my seizure meds, busting my head on the concrete. Being mistreated. Well, law is in Texas, the very next day you got to go to court and get sentenced. Boy, I was scared. 16 felonies. No drug charges. Of course, drugs what did it. But it only took 3 years. You know, the gateway to hell. They get us all. Don't ever move to Johnson County. They'll get you too. One way or another. For something. And if you don't plead to this, they'll pass you till you plead to anything to get out of there. They'll just keep passing you. Trust me, I've been here 30 years. I know. And I'm not stupid. I came from the city. I've done all my own lawsuits and everything. I know a lot. I've studied every family health and safety code, every penal code, every government code. My dad would type out reams of all that and send it to me. I've studied everything about codes in Texas and government codes. Okay. So I go to court the next day. Well, you know, they can't pass you, and there was no one there. Just the judge, just the DA, just the court reporter, and just one of the good fellas that used to be a judge. We won't mention names, because when I do, I get punished out here. But, you see, they hogtied me in a seizure. 30 people were a witness, and the last thing I remember was a brown boot in my eye. Now, your eyelid can't get black unless... They said I banged my head on the concrete wall in isolation, and I got a black eye. Well, yeah, all this was black, but how does the lid get black? You don't touch the lid. But if you get kicked in the eye with a boot, yeah, it's going to be black. They saw it. I was hogtied, which is illegal. That means your hands are behind your back, handcuffed to your ankles. And they carried me out seizing. And all the girls were freaking out. The sergeant put her hand in my mouth and claimed I bit her and pressed charges. Assault on a correctional officer, an automatic TDC, 10-year sentence. I was scared. I had 5 forgeries, lost her, and there were no real people. I made up people, accounts, fake accounts. I didn't want to hurt nobody. So the only person I hurt was the banks. They're insured. I'm a computer whiz, and you can make your own checks. They had telecheck. They only check for bounce checks. They don't even check to see if there is an account or anything. And I made license pixel by pixel to go with the fake checks to the fake accounts. And I got caught on 5 of those and some losseries. I got forgeries. I got 2 assaults, burglaries of some buildings. My boyfriend got on drugs and wouldn't work. I got tired of crackers and peanut jelly. No car. Someone put water instead of gas, and it ruined the car. So I couldn't get to the food banks to get food. They wouldn't bring me food, and I was starving. The roof fell in, and I had to move to the other room in the old trailer I refurbished, and Dad and my uncle. And, oh my goodness, look at this. You can't see this. Let me turn on the light. You're not going to believe this. The mama's gone. Look at this. Hang on. Look. Can you see this? Where are you going? Hey, you. Where are you going? Where's your mom? Wah! See, that's why I'd come back as a cat. Why are you out of your area? How'd you get out of here? Did you do that? Did you take the babies out? Get over there. Get over there and eat some food. I don't know where your mama is. I don't know. She took off. Just get over there. No. What are you doing, Athena? See all this? You took her out, didn't you? Yeah, they're uprighted now. Look over here, and she's crawling over here, fixing to... We don't mess with the wires now. Mama gets really mad about the wires. Yeah, I get really mad about the wires. I really do. Yeah. Anyway. Oh my goodness. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? I'm going to make it to that lab I've been trying to get for a year. Let's see. I was looking at my labs. You know, take folic acid. I looked at my lab. Look at this. I'm tripping on my cord, man. You see that? Well, that's about what my lab showed my folic acid was. Huge! Oh my goodness. It was off the chart. Why does he want me taking folic acid for?